Welcome to the Brady Bunch of Autism, your source for family, parenting, and all things special needs. Created by our family for your family. Live from the Ed Asner Family Center. And now, your hosts, Navah and Matt Asner. Hey.
Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Welcome to the Brady Bunch of Autism. I'm Matt Asner.
And I'm Navah Asner.
And we're here for you every Tuesday and Thursday. And how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. I had a great day. I had a great swim.
Oh.
And as everyone knows, that's my
all
self-care.
about the swimming.
It's all about the swimming for me. When I can have a swim in the morning, I am mentally a totally different fish.
Yeah. And I can see it in your eyes. You have a spirit about you when you swim.
Yeah.
And it becomes it's very attractive.
I wish I could talk you into swimming with me.
I swam today.
You dipped.
I dipped.
You dipped.
I'm a dipper.
I need to get this guy. We're the landlubber and the mermaid. Didn't you always say that?
No, I like being in the ocean.
Well,
I do.
I'll take what I can get, and our pool is pretty wonderful.
Yeah,
it's pretty
like
wonderful.
The ocean.
I'm very, very, very happy with our new pool and our new backyard, and my ability to have a little self-care, which I need so desperately.
Indeed. So this is a show where we this is our Tuesday show. So we kind of like kibitz on this show. We just talk, and this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. We have some news. I have some news items that we can talk about. I was going to just like go through the cycle of news that we actually have looked at this week. So do you want to like, should I go through the news?
As long as it doesn't get too heavy. I mean,
I don't think
I know that you have been like obsessively watching CNN, which
I have.
I watch it in tidbits because it's very, very hard for me to watch some of those images. I think that we should see what's going on, but it's very hard for me. I think I'm just a very sensitive person, and what we're seeing is very hard.
It is. And so I'll stay away from Ukraine. Okay. No Ukraine at all. But, that's hard, but I'll do it. Okay. So the first one is thousands more women getting tested for autism after being missed for
I like
decades.
this one. Oh, this one I like.
Okay. Experts say women and girls routinely overlooked by health professionals as autism wrongly thought of as a male disorder. Thoughts on that?
Well, I've been saying this for a long time, and this is a very personal kind of story. And I felt that way for a long time. And even the questions themselves are male driven and male kind of oriented towards a male, person that they think they're going to be interviewing. And so I think there should be more. And I think our friend Amy Fagan is working hard to be one of the experts who's an actual autistic person to help kind of change the testing.
Well, it's not like it's a surprise though that would happen, because it is a genetically a male oriented disorder, right?
Well, the percentages you're saying are much higher
prevalent than females.
But the strong argument to this change is that there are just as many female autistics, but they somehow, because women are so much stronger than men, are able to somehow.
So you think that's the case? You think there's just as many?
I'm not an expert, but I think that from the amount of women that I've talked to, they feel, and I'm talking about actual autistic people, they feel that there might be just as many, based on the fact that women are able to kind of pass, so to speak, for lack of a better word, and learn the tools. And women who are quieter are it's much easier to pass if you're a quiet woman or a quiet girl. And I think again, that it's just a tool that we've learned.
So you think men have to be more assertive in life, and that's what?
No, I just think that it's I mean, the way that the gender roles in historically, if you see a little boy like roughhousing and playing with his cars and playing with his friends or doing physical things, generally, and I'm being very, very, that's a very generalization, but if you see a little girl reading by herself or playing by herself, or it's not as glaring to that preschool kind of set where most kids are being assessed or recognized autistic.
I just want to remind everyone we're live right now, and if you want to comment on this, if you want to give us your comment on some of these stories, please do it so in the comments, and we'll get to you as soon as possible. So there are a lot of women that are coming, that are announcing that their diagnosis.
We were just. I was just sorry I interrupted you, but I was just talking to my friend Jennifer O'Toole, who wrote that beautiful book, and we're going to be talking to Jennifer next Tuesday, actually. So. Tune in. So Jennifer wrote this beautiful book called Autism in Heels, and it's about a woman's perspective of being kind of doing exactly what we talked about, and kind of like being able to grin and bear it and use the capacity of womanhood to kind of pass until she was diagnosed much later in life. I think she was in her 40s. I can't remember, and don't hold me to that. Jennifer will clarify next Tuesday. But she's written this beautiful, sensitive book, and I was very proud to write the foreword to this book, Autism in Heels, which just won a Best Memoir award.
Really? Cool. Well, now, so the comedian Hannah Gadsby, do you know who she is?
No.
She's a good comedian. I think she's had a couple of Netflix specials. She just announced that she was diagnosed as being on the spectrum. So this is definitely something that more women are being diagnosed later in life than certainly than men.
Well, Anita Lesko too. Yeah. I think she was 50 when she was diagnosed. Wow. Yeah.
All right. So that was our first story. Now let's go to our second story. We have a couple here today. Let's see. Here we go. So I guess the new American Idol. There is
we haven't watched this episode. I know. I was so excited to watch it. Somebody in Wolfie's class, his senior class, auditioned and made it through at least one of the rounds.
Right, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm not talking about Wolfie's friend.
It's all about Wolfie.
I'm talking about Sam Finelli.
Okay.
So Sam Finelli is a contestant on American Idol. I don't know what he sounds like, so... But he, I guess, sounded really good to the judges because they all gave him a standing ovation.
Oh my gosh!
And he basically said,
it says he faced his fears by auditioning in front.
Exactly.
I don't think there's anything scarier than singing in front of a crowd. Well, I know you wouldn't say that because you were a frontman. I was a backup singer, and I used to actually throw up before gigs. I'd be so nervous.
Yeah. Hello, T. Lynn. I kind of like singing in front of a crowd.
Oh,
it's kind of fun.
I can't imagine anything scary.
And I used to do it that's what I wanted to do for a living for a long time. I know. So, but I've realized you can't make a living at it. So there you go. So he said I was kind of shy from singing with people. Finelli is a bakery cashier. He says I've done karaoke around town, but that's about it. I'm going to be honest with you all. I never thought I'd be here in a million years.
Aw.
So they gave him a standing ovation.
They don't say anything about his being autistic.
So Sam has been diagnosed with autism. His mom told the cameras.
Oh, okay.
He's high functioning, but he has struggled. Music helps him a lot. Music is the key.
Yeah.
He keeps meeting expectations that we never thought possible. And certainly this was a big expectation to go on American Idol and actually make it through because they did put him through. He sang Rainbow by Casey Musgraves.
I don't know that.
And he wowed the judges with his pipes.
Are you going to play his audition?
I'm not.
Oh, I was excited.
But he says, I guess one of the judges, Katy Perry asked if he was. She said he picked the perfect song, and that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head.
Aww.
And he said that he needed this song 20 years ago, which is kind of an allusion to the tough times that he had.
So did he go through?
He did.
Was that the initial? They're still in audition stage.
They're still in audition, so he's going through like the Hollywood.
Okay, so you make it to Hollywood.
Yeah.
So we definitely have to watch.
Lionel Richie.
So now we have Wolfies.
No, Yeah, now we're going to have to watch American Idol.
Now you baited me with this because nothing is more wonderful than the success story of Wolfie, who is just like this kid. He's an autistic young man who is so changed by music and the power of music, and got into the Berklee School of Music, the school of his dreams.
Yes.
Which I'll be talking about every Tuesday.
And what is that school?
What do you mean?
What is that school? You said the
Berklee School of Music.
Berklee School of Music.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. No, I know what it is, but I'm just kind of.
What is that school? It's it's the most exclusive, wonderful,
foremost schools of music.
Yeah, I mean, Juilliard is probably considered the #1 music school in the nation, but that's more classically trained. It's not really. Wolfie really wanted to concentrate in jazz, and so this is particularly a wonderful thing. And I'll be talking about it very often, up to Matt's chagrin.
No, it's not to my chagrin. I love Wolfie, and I love the fact that he's so talented. And I'll actually say something because it's amazing. The amazing thing about Wolfie is we saw Wolfie actually a couple of days before his audition.
Oh, he's going to kill you for saying this.
But it's great. It's actually a testament to his fortitude and his talent. But he was working with his teacher, and we were kind of eavesdropping. Mm-hmm. And we both looked at each other and we're like, "Oh no!"
He needs to practice
really
more.
Worried. And so when he was accepted, that was just mind blowing and wonderful. I mean, it wasn't mind blowing. He's talented, but
it was in the height
incredible.
Of COVID too. I mean, he was sick as a dog.
He had COVID. That's true.
He had all the elements against him.
Everything was going against him, and he did it, which is huge and wonderful. So, so this is kind of a weird story, and I think this is one of those stories where you kind of scratch your head.
Okay.
So this one basically says,
I missed the title.
Oh, okay. So increasing uplifts, quotations, leads to better marital outcomes for parents of children with autism and Down syndrome. So I'm like, what the heck?
What is an uplift?
I'm going to scratch my head on that for a second. So I'm just going to read it.
No, this is an important one.
Raising a child with a disability alters parental responsibilities dramatically, impacting many aspects of life in the United States. Roughly 1 in every 44 children is diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, while 1 in 700 born per year has Down syndrome. While each family member in these situations is unique, there tend to be 2 common areas of concern based on data from parents of children with autism or Down syndrome: marital quality and stress.
For sure.
However, new research from Brigham Young University, they know about families, identifies a powerful key factor to help parents in these areas. Uplifts, or the ability to positively perceive relationships, situations, and possibilities. An uplift is an uplifting experience that includes any perceived pleasant experience that may counterbalance daily stress. So I read this article and I thought, okay,
I'm going to try this out on Navah.
No, I was like, what they're saying, it basically is.
Well, that's kind of, I'm sorry, that's kind of a no-brainer.
Of course
it's
it is. What they're saying is, let's have a good attitude about this, guys. And
and it's not just the divorce rate, it's bankruptcy rate and all other.
I guess they're saying that you want to look at the bankruptcy that you're going through with
a jolly old
positive view. I don't know. It's just.
Is that really what they're saying?
Well, no. I mean.
Look on the brighter side.
Always look on the bright side of life, that kind of thing.
Is that what they're saying?
I think that's what they're saying. Or they're saying create uplifts. They're saying create situations that will feel like.
Well, I think how many times.
Like we do our show with Hawaii in the background because Hawaii is Nava's happy place.
Yeah.
And that is why we do that.
So should we put like the hockey game behind sometimes for you?
Yeah, see where she still wants
which gave me a terrible panic attack from those lights.
But no, I mean, I guess uplifts is, something.
I think they need to be more specific. That's kind of a vague, like.
Well, I think they are being specific, but I don't think it's a great article. I just think it's.
Well, send me that article. That might be one that that Chris and I expand.
But I mean, I mean, it makes sense. What they're saying makes sense.
It's like a
duh. It's like a really?
It really is.
Come on, because any time you have stress or you're under stress, if you have a positive attitude on things, you're going to lower your blood pressure. You're going to feel better. You're going to get healthy.
Yeah.
it's going to be easier for you. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So I think I have one more, and then we'll go to something else. Or are you enjoying this? Let's see.
I thought we were going to talk about.
We are. I'm going to get there.
Okay.
So here's another one that I kind of scratched my head at. And this is one of those things where this is possible this is a possible reason.
Some of these are so stupid.
So
I'm not saying you're stupid, but some of these are so stupid where they say, they come up with these. I mean, I think there are some, like the one that you talked about with eating disorders or certain drugs you take during pregnancy.
It's a similar story, really.
Or even having numerous ultrasounds.
Shall I mention the story?
But to say, this says, well, I'm going to say it this time because I'm so passionate about this.
Yep.
Maternal sleep apnea may contribute to autism-like traits in rats. First of all, I'm not a rat. The only thing I can think they're saying is if you have oxygen deprivation.
That's probably it, yeah.
Your baby's getting oxygen deprivation. Which
makes sense, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but there's all kinds of things that can cause that. All kinds of things. Even if you're doing like a high, a lot of, very healthy women do a lot of heavy cardiovascular. I surfed with Aviva when I was 6 months, up until I was 6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
That can cause a lack of oxygen deprivation. But to me, that's first of all, it's silly.
I would say an eating disorder would give a body a similar.
No, but I'm saying that the sleep apnea, saying that causes autism, that seems a little. I mean, anything. If you want to come up with something, anything can cause.
Right. Right. You think I have apnea?
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say. I know you have apnea. I don't have to think.
I mean, I
sleep in the same bed as you.
I got tested for it, and I haven't gotten the test yet.
Okay.
So
no, that one I'd be willing to put money.
But I will say this,
Vegas down.
No, I will say this. So when you get tested for apnea, they put this thing.
That was fun.
You put this thing on. They do it at home now. You used to do it at the sleep center. Now you actually do it at home, and they put this thing around your chest, and it's kind of an uncomfortable thing around your chest. First of all, and then they put a thing on your finger and you tape it around your finger. So there's this wire coming from here to here. And then there's a thing that goes up, a breathing tube that goes up your nostril. And I guess measures your outcome or output, I guess. And
you have to sleep flat on your back.
And it hurts your nose.
I couldn't sleep flat on my back.
Flat on your back.
Yeah, I
could. And I told Navah when I woke up, I said, they're going to think I'm a maniac because I was.
Well, and you might get a false negative.
I was up and down all night.
You were probably not asleep long enough to have your regular, go into the deep sleep apnea mode, which you do every night, that you don't get tested.
Well, it's one of those things. What can I say? So anyway, we're leaving that story. Okay, that's you heard it here first.
Matt Asner has sleep apnea.
No, that's my scoop of the day. That's my scoop, my Tuesday scoop. So we were sitting at home a couple nights ago, and we're watching television, which is something that we do, on a
every night,
fairly regular basis.
We're very exciting in our marriage.
We kind of run through all the things that we watch, and there was really nothing on. I think Outlander's. Well, Outlander's not ringing your bell this time.
But I have to say, even Chrissa has kind of like, really? And Chrissa's even bigger fan than I am.
So Outlander's not ringing her bell. So
and there's no good horror movies, and I've watched all the serial killer movies. It's just there's nothing to watch.
So we ended up turning on this Amy Schumer show called Life and Beth, and it was.
And we binged it.
It was crazy. I mean, we
binged it because we loved it so much.
It was so good, and I'm going to play the trailer right now, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it. So I'm going to play the trailer.
So it was definitely a COVID-like binge, and because we
it's called Life and Beth.
Loved it.
And take a look, and we'll talk about this right after we're done.
Just a few questions.
I can just save you some time. I've had over 30,000 drinks. I don't really chew my food, and I'm like barreling toward 40.
I just meant like any pre-existing conditions.
I'm a woman.
for trouble tonight. I can feel it. All right, behave yourselves.
We're too old to be here, right?
I think Nordstrom Rack is still open.
I should definitely get it, right?
Spread love. That's what
I feel pretty ready for a new start. I'm done selling wine.
I have an appointment with
A wine manager?
Cork and Fork magazine called it drinkable.
My boyfriend, he always says I seem like I'm 100.
Hey!
Hey, babe. At this point, I'm just following him around like some sad
Loser.
I like really had it together up until 2 weeks ago, so please.
I look in the mirror for love.
I was thinking I could come out to Long Island.
It went that bad?
And he took the breakup like a total champ.
Uh-huh.
We're both just being completely adult about it. I'm never dating again.
You're saying that now, and in a couple of months, you're gonna shave that bush.
How do you know I have a bush right now?
You got a big bush, I can tell. You're like 2 feet up.
You are a natural-born salesman, but you have to find the thing that gives you that charge.
I'm supposed to ask you for a tour.
These are stinging nettles.
Can I pick one?
You harvest them.
Got it. Use it in a sentence. I should have harvested my eggs. It feels so good to be out here. What's his name?
Her, and I never name them.
Oh, it's delicious.
Rabbit liver.
Oh, this is rabbit?
That's why I don't name them.
I gotta find my thing. And I believe that I was meant to coach.
Okay, get down. Defense. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
I really like him, but I've spent a lot of time on guys that I knew weren't right.
Sometimes our mental pain manifests in our bodies.
I'm finally listening to my instincts, and I'm going for what I want.
I'll stay, but only to make sure he's not a murderer.
I'm not a murderer.
Oh my God! Hi!
Want to come inside where I won't murder you?
Global warming, it's so sad, but like, what can we do?
Stop buying plastic bottles.
This was a gift.
I was like guffawing. I was choking. I was laughing so hard just from the
It
trailer.
is such a great show, and so what's his name?
Sarah.
Michael Cera. Michael Cera plays a young man that she's interested in, and they start dating.
But we read about her inspiration for this, and she's tailored this character to her
after
own
her
Asperger husband.
Who's autistic, and it is such an unbelievably great portrayal by Michael Cera of a man with autism, and boy, I can't recommend it enough. It is so good, and if you haven't seen it,
hysterical,
out there,
and
you've got to see it. It's
also
it's on Hulu.
Very sensitive.
Very sensitive. It's on Hulu, and it's amazing, and I highly recommend. We highly recommend it. The highest of recommendations.
I would say 5 stars.
5 stars.
Yeah.
5 stars from the
But I
actors.
love Amy Schumer, but the characters, not just Amy Schumer, who's at her best, but her friends and the characters around her are some of the funniest.
Well, that I think that's actually what makes the show so great,
Mhm.
is that every one of the characters is rich and funny
Right.
and well written.
And there's a couple like really famous like the doctor character. I won't tell people who it was.
Well, he was in the trailer.
Yeah,
so you can
but
say
you won't
who,
believe it.
you can say who it was. I mean, it was in the trailer.
Who was it?
David
You didn't-
Byrne.
I got it. You didn't.
Well,
know, you didn't.
I mean, he
recognize
just looked
him.
old, and I was like, oh no, David Byrne. He looked
I
old.
thought he looked great. He looked just.
No,
like,
he looks good, but
he looked like my
he
old,
looked older than
doctor.
like you watch an American Utopia, and he's like exuding youth because he's David Byrne and he's so musical and wonderful. And that's another thing you should watch, by the way, American Utopia. That's amazing. But in this, he plays a doctor, so he played it well, and he seemed like just a doctor.
And Amy Schumer describes her frustrations with not knowing that her husband was autistic when they first started dating. And it's so natural and so wonderful the way that she responds to his detachment at times and his confusion at just being honest with her. And he says to her at one point, I can't lie, even if I want to, I can't lie. And they never say that he's autistic.
Which is actually, I find that the best shows that deal with autism are the ones that don't kind of come out and say that. I mean, I know there are shows like As We See It, that's great, it's wonderful, and it's hard to escape, that they're characters are
Right.
autistic. Hard to escape that because they're in a a group home, and it's kind of hard to say, oh, of course they're autistic. The Michael Cera character is a character that's existed in life, that's navigated into a situation where he can work on his own pace, and he can do his own thing, and he does this kind of farming, sustainable farming, and is able to kind of get through it and work it the way he wants to. So they never mention the fact that he's autistic.
No.
But it's clear that he is, and you'll understand why when you see it. But it's fantastic. It's just such a great show, right?
And I wish we had seen it. I mean, we at the very end there, it said it had come out like almost a month ago, and
no, it didn't come out almost a month ago. It said March 18th.
Oh, I thought you said. I thought
No, March 18th. So that was like a few
February.
days ago. So
okay.
it's literally only a few days old. So
well, you've heard it here first.
You need to see it.
It's
We're
amazing.
gonna actually watch it probably again because it was so good.
It was.
So I highly recommend it, and it has literally one of the funniest episodes you'll ever see on TV. The fishing episode, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But the fishing episode is literally one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I laugh out loud funny, and hysterical and wonderful.
And a great soundtrack too. It had a really good soundtrack.
So Amy Schumer, very good.
Yeah.
Congrats, Amy. So that's it. So
okay, well, we're gonna be back next Tuesday, as I said earlier, and I'm so excited to see my old friend Jennifer O'Toole. I haven't seen her. God, we haven't seen her in forever.
Well, that's next Tuesday, right?
That's next Tuesday on our show.
But this Thursday, who do we have this
Oh.
Thursday?
Okay, you want to say?
I don't know.
Well, this Thursday we're going to be getting our update for the dating spectrum, our relationship course that's been on fire. And so our two teachers from the dating spectrum, Tom Island and Krissa Saad, who is our mental health director, are going to be joining us and giving us an update on how awesome the dating spectrum and Sex Ed 101 is going. And also we still have room in some of our enrichments. We just reopened in person. So you can join us on Wednesdays for Choir with Judy and Thursdays for Zoos Fitness with Jake Wiener of Zoos.
And I was there last Thursday with Jake, and I worked out with Jake. And
he got you to work out?
He did. And it was wonderful. It was really cool. And I think Jake is an awesome dude.
And if he can get Matt Asner to work out, whoa.
That's great.
Okay.
But wait, so I want to hear about the dating spectrum and Sex Ed 101.
Well, then you have to join us on Thursday, Matt.
Really?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we got to get it from the voice of the experts.
We'll see all of you on Thursday because we all want to know what's going on, don't we?
Yes.
I want to know what's going on. So I'm coming on Thursday. I will be here on Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see you all on Thursday.
Until then, keep your seatbelts fastened. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.